Today guys, we're going to build a floating, no-dig deck and do it as fast as we possibly can. Frankie and I hope to get it all done in 3 days with no help. And we're going to leave the existing deck framing in place and put an addition onto it and show you how we tie it all together. Joist hanger hanging trick.
So what I do, I just squeeze them a little tight so the 2x6 sits in there and stays. Put it up against there, and then make sure you're flush on top. Screw her in.
To attach the joist hangers to the sill plate, we're just using a T25 deck screw, although you may want to check with your local building codes because actually joist hanger nails are sometimes preferred. Frankie and I divide and conquer. He starts prepping to put in the posts while I'm hanging the joist hangers. So Frankie's leveled the sill plate out using the railroad jack to lift it up.
Yep.
Then he'll dig down, get his post in, then measure down to actually insert the post, right?
Just take the top surface off because the rest of it should be compacted from the rain and stuff that comes off the roof.
Up here it's sand, so yeah, we're good. The new deck framing is not actually tied to the house. This deck will sit next to the house but not be physically connected to it. As soon as we connect the deck to the house, then we've opened up a whole new code of books, a whole new book of codes. And that includes frost footings, which we want to avoid in this case, just to make it faster. 6 feet on center for post, Frankie?
Yeah. We're going to put this up, I want to put this in there for a temporary, then I'm going to hang my front beam.
Okay.
See it, you run her level, I can run this. You can go a little higher than level. Right there.
Now the old deck has had time to settle and adjust in. The new deck needs some time to do the same thing. So we're going to make it just a titch higher and allow the two decks to settle together and then go back months later and adjust them so that they're perfectly level after everything is adjusted down. Everything will get double framed and secured with 3-inch deck screws.
See why I don't put joist hangers on the outside is, want me to tell you on the camera, is because we face screw it and then I double plate it. A double plate goes on last, so everything's face screwed with 3 screws each. See here we can't get behind
To face screw it?
Right, so then I went with joist hangers. And I usually do against the house anyways, I put the joist hangers.
So you like face screwing better than joist hangers?
Well, I think it's just as, I think it's just as strong, but.
Okay.
It all depends on code will tell you to do both sides, but I think it's a waste of time.
Okay. The permanent posts go in before the rest of the framing begins. The soil in this area is pure sand, making it perfect for a floating deck. We only have to strip the top organic layer off to get down to good soil. This concrete block has been specifically designed to hold the post in place without allowing it to slip or move out, but Frankie has cut a notch in it to allow the water that could potentially get in there to drain out. Now, if we attach this deck to the house, we would technically have to put in a frost footing. But since this is separate from the house, but just butted up to it, it can float separately. The deck framing will actually rest on top of the post, so Frankie has to notch it out to create that shelf.
What are you measuring?
Because that's what I marked my knots out. So that'll be the back of the board. You know, that'll be right there. You know, so that way I can be level.
Oh.
You know, so.
He cuts the 4x4 post to the right length before starting the notch. The success of this floating deck is really dependent on how good the soil below it is. Now in this case, we've got free draining sand, which is low in moisture and therefore resistant to frost heave. We're in northern Minnesota where building codes don't actually even exist. They basically figure if you're going to use it and live in it, you better build it the way you want it to last. And so we're actually building this deck similar to the principles we use on our retaining walls. Good soil. But before these deck joists go in place, they've all got to be cut down to the right size. Skill sponsored this video, so they supplied us with all the tools we needed to get this job done. I love the smell of new tools. I love the smell of new tools. These big numbers. Holy cow. That's a nice unit. Frankie placed the joists in the joist hangers on one end and then lifts them into place and face frames them or face screws them on the other end. We put in a temporary beam to hold our framing in place until our permanent post can go up.
Here we are. Now I can set this post.
Which post are you setting next, Frankie?
Huh?
Which one are you setting next?
The next post probably be that one here. Here.
So that one, off from the equal one off from that one.
Yeah.
So Frankie, you're sliding in your second backer board, right?
Yeah.
That way we've got two. Because there was only one wrapping around this deck. So
Can you hold that end up?
I sure can. I'm flush here. Nails or screws for those, Frankie?
Nails for screws for what?
For those.
Joist hangers, you're supposed to, I think you're supposed to use nails, but you're supposed to actually use screws in the, to screw them, the joist part. And yep.
Nails there, screws there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess I use screws because they're easier. Down a little bit right there. Bottom good?
Yep.
Frankie uses joist hangers on the end that he has no access to, but on the end that's open, before the second framing goes on, he face screws the joists in place using 3 3-inch screws.
I gotta check the bottom. Okay. Oh.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Now you can push it up onto that. There you go. Okay, now if you want, you can go whatever that measurement is, add 1.5 inches. Same thing here. You'll add 1.5 inches.
Okay. To get the second sill plate
Locked
cut.
in.
Yep. Okay. 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 2 details I want to show you. Frankie typically does 100% of the work by himself. And a lot of times you're like, how does he do it by himself? Well, here's an example. He puts up a little cheater board because he doesn't have an extra set of hands. So when he's trying to screw this board in, he can just rest it on it. And he doesn't, that's his extra set of hands. Second thing is corner details. So this is how we overlap. This is how we do it. We overlap the corner details like this. I haven't got this one done yet, but let's walk down here and show you how we get it set up. So now I can place this board in here. And then there's an inside corner. So as we go down and are setting the second sill plate, you may notice that we literally are adjusting the board up and down as we go to make sure that these stay flush, because if there's a banana or a bull, these won't be flush. God, that thing just goes. That's a 12.
Yeah.
12 volt.
We got some power. I used it yesterday.
So we're adding on to the old deck, as you can see, but we've got lag bolts. We're gonna notch around them.
That should fit.
All right, we'll see.
Now, which is your end here? I'll take this end out here.
This end goes that way?
I'm not sure. We flipped it, but about the same distance the way it looks.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Nope.
Nope. How you doing on that end?
You gotta go down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go up. There you go.
Okay, go down a little. Oh.
Now I gotta go up a lot. Holy crap! Which board is bowed more?
Well, these are bowed that way down. You know what I'm saying?
These ones are bowed.
The old ones, yeah.
So when you would pull off this old deck, the whole thing was bowed and jacket.
Well, even the stringers had a big bow on them. That's why when I double plated that one, I straightened it out.
Okay, but it was all jack-eyed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack, if you're offended because you have bad eyes.
Up. 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 We're gonna get the jack. Yeah, we might have to get the jack there.
Yeah.
I'll get this screwed out.
Holy cow. Did you get that railroad jack from Skill too, Frankie?
No.
Holy cow. Where did you get that from?
I bought them. I had 2 of them, but somebody decided they needed one.
More than you needed it?
Yeah.
Did they at least?
I've lifted a house up in Rutledge, and I lifted up a cabin up north.
God, that's an awesome jack.
With the framing complete, the decking can go on, but the very first board needs to be notched around the post.
Well, let's see if she fits.
We always end the deck boards centered on a brace below it. Always end them on a brace, never hovering in midair. Just don't do that, no matter what. I don't think you're gonna get any tighter, Frankie. That's about it. I just lost my first battery of the day.
Really?
It's like what, two or three? 12. Yeah, on the 12. 2 amp hour. Huh? And it's a 2 amp hour battery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the little one.
Man, that lasted pretty good.
Man, that I'd say. Hey, you notice that on these batteries there's like a USB charger you can charge up your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm glad somebody noticed it. Thanks for telling me. I would go that way, but the door is locked.
Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines.
Frankie and I divide and conquer. While I'm focusing on the deck, he begins working on the steps, except we run into a little snag. The original wood deck had 3 stair stringers, but that's not enough support for this flexible moisture shield. So we've got to either narrow up the staircase or add more stair stringers.
Then you cried and got back up again. And it's real to think that I could fly across a broken bridge in the field.
The stuff is heavy and flexible. Joist there.
Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of
The decking has to be notched out around the post, but also has to end on a joist.
See what we got.
Up there.
We end the day slightly behind schedule. Frankie was hoping to have the entire top deck on, just not screwed off. And we still have a few challenges ahead of us in the upcoming days.
What are we going to use for top rail? I don't know either.
All right, well, that'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, because I can't see the hand railing not getting done and the deck not being done. And it's done, basically.
Yeah.
Frankie wants to wrap up the deck so we can both take the weekend off, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
All
All right, we're gonna save these stair stringers and reuse them if we can, but we gotta pull them apart to see if they're salvageable.
That's all we got for you today, guys, and I don't know what the next video will bring, so hopefully we'll see you on that one.
Yeah, you didn't give me a parcel.